The bell works. That's fantastic. Rabbi Brian, meditation at 2 o'clock weekdays. This is a weekday. Let's stream some meditation. Don't start yet. We have to wait till the timer says it's time to start meditating. We got a minute to go. Bad joke. I have a bad joke. The man who invented throat lozenges died. He was not buried. He was cremated because there was no coffin at the service. Oh, that's terrible. That's. I feel guilty. I feel a little bit of shame from that. Hey, if you haven't picked up Rabbi Brian's Highly Unorthodox Gospel, it's a great book. It's in second printing. I decided after 500 sold copies, I went in, made the edits that needed to be edited, and I'm totally excited. This version has a dedication page in it, and it's a really good book. A really good book. I'm really proud. All right. Let's sit. Well, we did it. Thanks for joining me. Do it again tomorrow. Thank you. Hello, Peaches.
Hello, pumpkin.
I gotta excuse myself for a minute. I'll be right back.
Okay, I'm not going anywhere.
You get to admit people.
Oh, okay.
Hey, Lori.
Hello.
How are you?
How's your vacation, Megarooney? Hi, Maria.
Meg, where's your sewing machine?
Can you hear us, Meg?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Did you say something to me?
I said happy vacation.
Oh, thank you.
And
You're
I
welcome.
said, where's the sewing machine?
Oh, it's down in the dining room.
Oh, that's
But
good. Easy access.
Should I tell you that I forgot one little piece that means I can only do certain type of
Oh, bummer.
Oh,
no.
That's as bad as going somewhere and realizing you forgot your cell phone charger. Only you
Yeah.
can't buy the charger anymore.
Yeah. Well, but it's turning out okay.
Good. Good. Being adaptable.
Hi, Jeff.
Do we have another choice?
No, no.
How are you doing, Maria?
You have to wait, don't you?
Yeah,
Till
I think
Brian asks us, the whole group.
Oh, okay. Okay. I'll wait patiently.
Uh,
Hello, gang.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello, hello.
Hello.
All right.
Hello.
Let's
Hello.
get this party going. I don't.
Okay, you
I
start.
got a question for us to start with.
Okay.
What's the question that if you were to be running this meeting and have everyone answer a question, what's the question you would ask?
Oh, that's a
I
good.
can't think of one.
Uh,
Gee.
Favorite color?
Yeah, that'll work.
or what's been the favorite part of your day today? What's the
All right.
highlight?
We
of
don't
the
have
day?
to answer these questions. It's just to get
Okay.
everybody talking off the bat. Alex, you got a question that you have in the back pocket?
I didn't know I was going to get put on the spot. I do not
No,
have
that's
anything
fair.
profound to say because I'm very distracted by what's going on at work, which I'll tell you guys when it's my turn.
Well, go ahead. Tell us what's going on.
Okay, well, this is one of those bad news, good news, bad news, good news things. That possibly more bad than good. I don't know. Anyway, long story very short, we are deploying a major change to the website that's due on the 1st of March. Okay. And we're all ready to go. It's all working. It's all tested. And it'll work exactly as we said it would work. Only the client has come back with a major, and we're talking humongous major request that cannot possibly be done by March 1st. And this now falls into the category of die trying.
Oh my
Oh.
God.
So that means at least for, and I know I'm not going to make March 1st. There's no way. I've already told them and they've already been told and everybody understands, but we need it now. So that means I'm going to be working 8 days a week for the next whatever. So I'm not going to be here Saturday and probably the Saturday after that and maybe the Saturday after that.
Oh
Sorry,
my
guys.
goodness.
So that's the bad news, and the bad news is I don't even want to do this project. But there is some good news in this, in that the contract that we work gets renewed. Well, this time it went for 2 years. It's going to come up for renewal in July. And there's been some question about whether or not it was going to renew. The company that we're working for is kind of an octopus, and they have lots of little arms, and we've dealt with several of their arms. This is a new arm. And so even if these arms go away, this arm should continue and would keep us alive for, you know, potentially a good long while. So it means I won't have to look for another job come July if the contract isn't renewed for the stuff we're already doing. So
Good
basically that's sort of, how can I say this? You know, when Mark told me about it, I'm like, I'm not gonna die trying doing this. I just no fucking way. Our contract's up for renewal and they could take us away. Why am I going to kill myself to get this done when we could use it for one program and then be done? But now he says that if we get this done and we pull it off successfully and we do a nice job, that this now opens the gate not only for more work with this octopus arm, but there's another one that the contract was given to another vendor because they thought we were too small, and they've been way unhappy with the new vendor. So this is gonna, if we do this, it will probably open up the gates to allow us to recapture that old contract. So
That's a lot.
so
Yeah.
Alex is now on death march. So you guys aren't going to see me for a minute.
Well, it's nice
Sorry.
seeing you right now.
Yeah.
I have a question, Alex.
Yes.
Can't you deploy what you've done and then work on the new part?
No, because it's the requirement is completely not part of what we did. So, you know, because basically this is a brand new requirement. Basically what it's going to require in order for us to do it right, because the proposed solution that they offered is going to create way more customer service issues. Basically, it's an issue where they want to be able to allow people to redeem things. And it's a point-based system, kind of like your credit card rewards. And then we already have a point bank that they can redeem for everything. Well, they want to have special Snowflake points that can only be redeemed in a special Snowflake catalog. And it's going to create customer service issues because it's like, okay, if a guy's got 5,000 points and he wants to redeem $800 worth of stuff in this special Snowflake catalog, but no, they're only limited to 400, they're going to be calling customer service crying, going, well, but I have 2,000 points. Why can't I? You know? So this requires spinning off a new site, building a new point bank that's separate from the first. I mean, this is a huge, massive thing. And
Wow. I'm glad you're doing it.
That's what
Yeah.
I was just gonna say. If anybody can do it, you can.
well, I can't do it in 2 weeks, but this is get as far as we can and die trying. So
All right. Well,
Sorry,
we
guys.
won't see you on Saturday.
yeah, you won't see me on Saturday. That's what's going on. So
Okay, we'll
sorry.
miss you. Anyone else got a check-in of long or brief status? Yeah, Maria?
Well, I'm tired of always complaining about my life, but I'm going to brag for a couple seconds
Weird.
because I had two really nice things happen. My brother was down on the weekend, the one I like. And as he was leaving, he thanked me for all the stuff that I'm doing for Mom.
That's
so-
wonderful.
It's
That
the
is
first
wonderful.
time I've been acknowledged or validated.
Yay.
And then I have a friend that I'm helping to support as he's working some stuff out. And I got a "You rock" today. So
I sent
No.
you rock the other day, Maria. It seems to be a general idea.
I'll take
Good
it.
work.
I'll take it.
Good work. Good work.
Good
All
for
right.
you.
Well, gang, John, yeah, go. Thanks, Mary.
Just quickly, today is a much better day than yesterday. I got a call from my baby sister.
Yeah.
She's 13 years younger than I. She just got through fighting a bout of bowel cancer 6 months ago.
Oh.
Went to get her follow-up checkup. The MRI discovered she now has liver cancer.
Oh, no.
John, I'm so sorry. I am
Me
so sorry.
too.
Right
Hey.
now,
Too.
they're quite sure it's not metastatic from the bowel. It's a separate thing. And it's small, but she now is waiting to see a specialist to determine next steps.
Oh,
Chemo is off the table because she took the really horrendous chemo to deal with the bowel stuff. And
Well-
obviously the liver cancer is immune.
yeah.
So we're gonna have to do other shit.
Oh, I'm so sorry,
Oh,
John.
yeah. Yesterday was a really lousy day to hear about that.
Yeah.
And today is a little bit better. Each day will get a little bit better, and just keep
Feel it
fingers
good.
crossed that she has a good meeting with the specialist, and we'll see where it goes.
Oh, thank you for sharing, John. Yeah, Bob.
Well, I went out for grocery shopping this morning at below zero weather, and everything went well. But Rita's been having a lot of trouble with her knee and everything like that. So, and I've been helping out best I can.
Oh. All right. Well, we are a ragtag crew.
Always something.
Um,
The rags
Well,
are
I-
in the way for now.
the rags and the tags. I did not get to rewatch last Saturday's service. I've only watched 25 minutes of it so far. So I don't have all the notes I usually have. But are there things that struck you or things that we should do different? Yeah, Lori.
I have something. It's more a comment than anything. I did watch it again. I watched it on Facebook, and I thought one thing that's very unique about how you run your services, and it was kind of an epiphany for me, is that even though we use quotes, you brought this up the other day, Rabbi. It's a safe space where people feel comfortable to say, no, that quote doesn't resonate with me. And I don't think that happens a lot on when you have someone presenting and they give you ideas. It's not very often that people feel comfortable to come back and say, that quote doesn't resonate with me. That doesn't. And I think that in a lot of ways you're providing a safe space where people can feel heard, and that was what struck me from rewatching.
Thank you for saying, Lori. That fits in with a topic that I wanted to look at for coming up Saturday, which is about disagreeing with people.
Good. I think I commented to you, Rabbi, when you ask for an answer from the group, I think we need a little more before you go on.
A little more time. Right. I'm sitting there thinking like it's 7 hours, but I guess it's not. Meg, your video, I'm going to turn your video
if you
off.
could watch your clock.
Meg, I'm sorry, hun, but we can't make out what you're saying.
I'm not
Say it again. I turned off your video so we can just hear you.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not in a strong internet area, but I'm wondering if you could watch a clock with a second hand and give at least 30 seconds when you've asked a question of the whole group.
Boy, I was told to count to 10.
Oh, you got to count to more than 10 for a question.
Okay. Duly noted.
How can we support what those eyes just seemed to express?
I think, Meg, I think you're right. I do want to leave, and especially leave space for people who haven't yet spoken to speak, and that does require more time and space. So I will try to do as you say, Meg.
Excellent. Excellence.
Right.
Other comment. Yeah, John.
I'm reminded many, many years ago when guidance was part of my responsibility in the elementary school. I had two books that I used, a kick in the seat of the pants and a slap on the side of the head. And they were based, it was from a guy who was a CEO of a company, and he went in one day and pitched this idea, and everybody jumped up and down and raved, and there was not one negative word said about it. And he came to the realization, and he said to them, just a minute, we're going to leave this where it is. We're going to come back next week and revisit it. He was really upset that everybody unconditionally agreed with what he was saying. When he came back the next week, they did a 180-degree turn through discussion and that kind of stuff. And that's the kind of thing that you're encouraging us to do, is to take that second look.
Yeah.
And it's a very good skill to promote.
Thank you, John.
For a minute there, I thought John was suggesting you all do a 180-degree turn on my idea. But there, John,
I thought of that, Meg.
We can all turn our backs to the screen, I guess.
So one thing that did come up last week's service was about teaching and about me being able to teach things. And then I've had conversations with a few people since about my teaching math and how people wind up. And the parallel, it never dawned on me before, the parallel between feeling stupid in a math class and feeling shamed in a religious group.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And I'm glad I can teach math with people not feeling shamed. I'm more proud that I'm able to help people feel like they can voice disagreement without shame, and to be able to ask questions when they have a question without shame. So other thing that happened last week that I really liked was I caught myself a few times pausing to look at all the people on the screen and having that help to recenter me. I know this was from a year plus ago. I'd been starting to do it, and I found myself able to do it really well this last week. Was I got myself a little confused, and then I just said, let me just take a moment to look at all of you. And that was good. I liked the review of the stages of learning. I thought that went really well. I loved some of the comments that people made. Go ahead, Maria.
I just wanted to compliment you on how you and Mary worked that out so well. When she put up her hand and said, boy, this reminds me of the 5 stages of learning.
Right.
And you were, yeah, I'm getting there.
We're getting there. I want to go back to the 5 stages of learning about the eating, but that we're really not, that one was just to teach us about the 5 stages of learning. What I really want us to get to is about loving. And how well are we able on our own. Annie just sent me a quote that it's easy to be a good person if you're kind to everybody. Oh, I can't find what she wrote anymore. She sends everything on Snapchat, which is probably the worst method of communication. I can't find it. Anything else from last week? I have some things planned that I can tell you. Here's what I have planned. I have planned a redo of It's Okay Not to Be Okay.
Oh, that's very nice. No answers. Feel them all. Have bad days. That's really good.
That's nice. And then I have, for the first hour, this. For the first half hour.
Yep.
And possibly have people add on to that. And then I have a quote. Oh, there's a quote from Rumi, which I already think I have too much prepared. There's one thing in this world you must never forget to do. If you forget everything else and not this, there's nothing to worry about. But if you remember everything else and forget this, then you'll have done nothing in your life. I need to get the rest of the quote. But the next part of the quote says,
It would be nice to know what the one thing is.
Yeah, really.
well, then he goes on and he says, it's as though a king asked you to do an errand on their behalf. And in the pursuit of doing that errand, you did 99 wonderful things, but you didn't do the one thing that the king asked. What good is it? And Rumi never, it's Jack Palance from City Slickers who says, well, there's that one thing you need to do, but he never says what it is.
But he never tells you what it is. Yeah.
Never tells you what it is. Rumi never says what it is either. I don't think he has to. Well, he doesn't have to do anything. He's Rumi. And then I was going to parse out. Oh, here's the answer, actually. I never saw this quote until this week. It's from Viktor Frankl. A thought transfixed me. For the first time in my life, I saw the truth as it is set in song by so many poets, proclaimed as the final wisdom of so many thinkers. The truth that love is the ultimate and highest goal to which we can aspire. Then I grasped the meaning of the greatest secret that human poetry and human thought has had to impart. Salvation of man, of humanity, is through love and in love. Ron, I'll send you the other ones that I didn't yet say, that I showed before you got here. And then there's one other. No worries. And then I have one other, which I thought would be kind of fun to do. Look, Hebrew.
I can't wait.
I just thought this might be fun for, like, hey, let me show you I have some skills. Here's this is a beautiful quote from Reb Nachman of Breslov, which is part of what is currently Ukraine. And his quote says that all of the world, he says this, he says, know that there's one thing that a person needs to do, but all of life is a very narrow bridge, very, very narrow bridge. And the important thing at the center is to not add to the fear. I'll do it much slower on Saturday. But that life is really fucking scary. And anybody who says otherwise is probably a little deluded. Life is really scary. And he says life is a very, very narrow bridge. And the important thing at the center is not to add to the fear. And this quote gets often misread. I didn't know this second to last word here. I don't know why I care that you know which one it is, but the second last word here, Gesher Tsar Meod, and usually it's translated as Shelo, that you shouldn't fear at all, that the important thing is not to fear. But that's not how he wrote it. He said it's not to add to the fear, not to bring fear into yourself. And I think that that's a quote that, especially these days, is important, because it's really scary out there in the world.
Yeah,
And
I agree. I think that's a good quote.
all we can do is not. Okay, let me ask you guys a serious question here, as opposed to my unserious questions. I'm doing it from the Hebrew kind of as like a flex. I mean, what the fuck's the point of me doing it in Hebrew except to I could have it written out not in Hebrew? Is there some Yeah, Alex. Does it read weird? Does it feel
Okay, here's what I would recommend
Yeah.
is throw the Hebrew and the English, read the Hebrew. And the reason that you should read the Hebrew is because it reminds everybody that you are a rabbi. Rabbis read Hebrew. That's part of what they do.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
so, yeah, it's a little flex, but I think at least speaking as a Jewish person,
Yeah.
when I see you read Hebrew, it makes me feel all warm and fuzzy inside. Don't know why, but it does,
Okay.
So
all I'm doing is I'm just want to gut check that it feels fine. And if
yeah,
it
I mean,
feels fine.
if you were going to read like, mountains and paragraphs, that'd be a much, but this is, a few sentences. So read it in Hebrew, say it in English, and then talk about it.
I'll put it
my
up in English also. Or
Yeah.
I
I think
might go, Lori. It's not ancient
Sorry,
Greek,
I
but go ahead, Lori.
No, I know it looks kind of like Greek. I feel like I should be able to read it, but I was gonna say it shows that you pull in wisdom from all different traditions too, which is really good. It shows that you're outside the box because you're not just pulling from one place.
Okay.
That's true.
And if you want to get real fancy, Hebrew, transliteration, English.
I don't have to get that
But
fancy.
I'm going to say, but at least Hebrew and English is my
Okay.
vote. Though I would be,
the balance.
I'm weighing in on opinions that maybe I'm not entitled to have at this point.
It's all good. It's all good.
Something
The
that's made
other
its
thing that
rounds.
I'm going to give some homework. Go ahead, Bob, and then John.
Yeah, when I see that, I'm trying to figure it out. And I lose what is being said.
I gotcha. It's a little distracting for you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You could always just start with, this is Hebrew.
Right.
I expect you to be able to read it.
It reminds me of a really wonderful lesson that Dr. Kathy Church taught me when I was doing graduate school in education. She came in with a whole worksheet for us to do, and it was in German. And she said, work on the worksheet. And we said, we can't. Like, we don't. And she said, oh, just try harder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember you telling that story.
Yeah.
And I can do the same story. I can probably pull the same lesson out of here. So let's all look at this passage in Hebrew. And Joe, would you read it for us? Try harder.
The
I think John
bridge,
had
there's a
something.
narrow bridge and don't add fear.
That's perfect. That's beautiful.
There you go.
Good job.
Yeah.
John?
Good for you.
Yes, in the last little while, there has been a prayer circulating around about the prayer on reading the news.
I don't know it.
Meg, you?
Yeah,
Okay.
Something that
I-
Carol shared.
I can
Yeah,
send it to Karen. Send it out.
Okay. But it's by a rabbi, and because I don't have it in front of me, I don't have the name.
I
But
don't know.
after the title, there is a line of, and it's not, I guess it's transliteration, like, so that anybody, like I could struggle to make the pronunciations of one line, and then it goes into
Into the
a
English.
much longer part in English.
Okay.
It just feels like you're looking at the same kind of thing. Maybe not exactly the same, but I'm just saying this is another example of something that is circulating. And I will see if I can copy it to you.
I appreciate it. I was given some, and I can tell you the homework that I'm going to give this week for next week, which is to tell me, what does this word mean?
Mm.
Because I think we all could use some more of that too. I don't, and I really don't have great answers for it, but I do look forward to unpacking it. Yeah.
It comes in a towelette from a rabbi.
I did get somebody who made the suggestion. It's funny how people think they know what we should talk about on Saturdays. Any which way.
I found that prayer and I sent it to Rabbi for you, John.
Okay.
Is it you emailed it?
Can you
Thank
post it, Alex?
What's
Yeah.
that?
Can you put it in the chat? Because I've not seen that prayer.
Yeah, let me pull it up. I think I can copy it. Let's hang on. This is
I can't
actually
help
I was just going to offer Brian that
it's a Word
interesting-
document is what was sent to me. But sadly it's a graphic image.
Yeah.
So let me see. Is there a way I can
My Word document.
Right,
I'll get it. I'll send it to the group as soon as my Microsoft Word opens up.
Brian, I was going to say that your choice of that next word to look at is really interesting because that was my foster mother's first name.
Mm.
And she so totally exemplified
Grace.
that characteristic.
Beautiful.
Marvelous lady who was my mother until she died. I kept her as a mother. She was just a beautiful, beautiful woman. Highly opinionated on some things and funny as hell. In
Yeah,
the
I copied and
60s,
pasted the image into the chat.
Oh, you got it before I did.
Yeah.
Oh,
one of her
very
observations in the 60s was when men started letting their hair grow long, she'd get so disgusted and she'd just look and say, I bet they sit down to pee too.
And I would celebrate that because I have carpet in my bathroom.
Yeah. Middle of the night, I don't want to have to aim.
Gentlemen, fasten your safety belts, right?
Just saying. All right. So Maria, you'll do tech on Saturday. Thank you.
Yep.
Jeff, you'll ask somebody else. No, we're taking a week off of politics.
Correct.
And Ron, you have asked Betsy to do poetry.
I will ask Betsy.
Thank you very kindly. All right, gang. Thank you all. As always, I really this experiment would be a far shittier experiment if it weren't for all of your help. So thank you for your help. Oh, and I found that kid. Remember I told you there was a kid who ran around the school asking people to be in their movies after school, and then I think I found him on Facebook. So stay tuned.
Nice.
All right, Joe, I'm leaving you in charge. Good luck.
Thanks.
You guys.
Does
I'm,
anybody...
I'm taking off, guys. Take care.
Okay, bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
If I can find the button.
I can't.
Oh, I didn't know I could do that.
Go for a walk, baby. Come on. Go for a walk.